Absolutely.
The final match, the ultimate weapon into the corner. Bogus coming in with his boxing gloves, boxing him into the corner. So now Flash will have to beat Bogus to get into the round of 16. And I can't imagine a player like Flash falling at the round of 36 or round of 24 part of a tournament. But it could definitely happen. It could definitely happen. Flash has not tested his versus Terran as of late. His 4 losses that he had before he went into this round of 24 series. His 4 losses were all against Protoss and Zerg players. He has not tested his TVT since then, so hard to tell how it's doing. We're going to find out soon. This is La Mancha for our final match. Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Except down at the 8 o'clock position in blue is Flash. That means up at the 2 o'clock position in a color that is not blue, it is beige, is Bogus. So it's going to be a TVT brawl. And as I said, I have not seen Flash's TVT in quite some time. Obviously, Flash was known for epically amazing TVT back in the day, just as Jaedong was known for his epically amazing ZVZ. But both Flash's TVT and Jaedong's ZVZ are not invincible anymore. I believe the Flash had something like a 21 or 22 game TVT streak. Like he won 20-something in a row of TVT, which is absolutely unheard of. Every single Terran player he went up against, he lost against. I think it was someone like Really who broke his streak. I believe it was Really. Really? Yes, it was Really. Really? Okay, anyway. But yeah, that was a ridiculous streak. That was comparable to Jaedong's ZVZ streak that he had, just epically amazing ZVZ. But both players have kind of been knocked down because I think the gist of it is the teams are really focusing on how to beat Jaedong and Flash since they're so much better than pretty much every other player. They devote a lot of time and energy to taking down Jaedong and Flash. I can tell you that right now. Thinking, okay, so what are Flash's timings? They get the replays from all their teammates. They go to other teams, say, hey, do you have Flash replays we could have? Then they study that, and that's how they beat Flash. And same thing with Jaedong. So that is probably why their mirror matchups have become less than stellar. Although ZVZ, I guess there's not much you can study in ZVZ aside from a few tiny timings or what players typically seem to do on 3-player or 4-player maps, stuff like that. But TVT you can definitely study a lot more. But here comes Flash. He's looking around the middle, looking for cheese, looking for stuff. And he's actually probably going to do a donut around the inside. Yeah, he's looking for all kinds of stuff through the middle. Oh, what is he doing here? He is definitely looking for some cheese. He's looking for the SCV as well. He's trying to find the SCV to make it easier for himself to get the scout. But he missed it as it moved out. So Flash doing a little bit of extra scout. He's like, where is your hidden stuff? I'm looking around. The observers are pointing it out too. It seems to be very difficult to scout cheese in the middle. Since Flash has covered so much ground in the middle, it probably is very difficult to scout that. But now Flash is moving up, going to try to decide to scout for real, I think. Deciding to go up to the 2 o'clock position. That is the correct spot to scout. So he's going to arrive there just the same time that Bogus arrives at his natural expansion. Both players are putting up command centers, CCs at their natural expansion. Check on the Marines, probably for both coming out to fend off the scouting SCVs. This is going to be a macro game from the 2. Some strong Terran openings. And I've come to appreciate TVT in a way that I haven't before, because I used to hate TVT. It used to be my least favorite matchup. I'd say Protoss versus Protoss is probably still my favorite. It's always been my favorite. PvP is awesome. And screw you if you think otherwise. People freaking on IRC in the forums like, I hate PvP. It's boring. No, it's not. It's amazing. Jerks. But TVT can be amazing as well. It's just high stakes TVT is what I'm interested in. The higher the stakes, the better that TVT becomes. And I'd love, love, love to cast a TVT final, but I haven't gotten the opportunity yet. In the 3 years, well, 2.5 or something years that I've been a commentator, haven't got that opportunity yet. But I hope to get it someday. That is one of the only, I think, 2 matchups that I haven't commentated on in the final. Let's see, one is Protoss versus Zerg. I have not commentated a Protoss versus Zerg final yet. And the other, I think, is TVT. I think I've covered all of the other matchups. So yeah, TVT would be freaking sweet. Hope to see it one day. But this is a pretty high stakes TVT for the 2. Since it is the final match, starports, 2 ports, 4 flash on the other side, and I think that, what's that, a starport coming up for Bogus? We've got to take a look at that again, see if that is a starport coming down for him, but it's 2 starports, 4 flash, 1 starport for Bogus that I see. I only see 1 starport, and he's pumping tanks from his factory, so Flash going a bit more all in with this Academy coming up. So the Academy will actually work out great for Bogus. They're going to have the scan sooner, which means if Flash, well, when Flash goes for cloaked wraiths, once he upgrades the cloak for those wraiths, get those wraiths cloaked, that's not going to be that big of a deal for Bogus. As long as he has some anti-air troops, he'll be able to scan and get rid of those freaking cloaked wraiths. There comes, yeah, there's a control tower already. So I have a feeling it's going to take Flash a while to reveal his wraiths. Another wraith coming up for Bogus, so the wraiths will be able to cancel each other out in the air. It's going to come down to rather who has the best air micro. I would guess Flash, but of course Bogus has been getting so good recently, it's really hard to tell because of Flash's questionable TVT. Can you say questionable with Flash about anything? Oh, maybe not. But here comes the cloak upgrade for Flash. Since he has his control tower ready, he's going to pump a second wraith from that starport, getting his third wraith out as well. So here comes the first wraith going out into the map, straight to the base. And Bogus is actually deciding to, now that Bogus sees the wraith, he knows what Flash is up to. In fact, air builds like this have become very common in TVT. Didn't used to be as common as it is now, but it's basically just standard play to go for wraiths and Valkyries these days to capture that air advantage, because it gives you so many advantages to have that air advantage. It's freaking sweet. Battle cruisers have become, you've seen a lot fewer battle cruisers as of late. Those are more for late game anyway, but they're usually taken down so easily by cloaked wraiths that players have just decided, nah, why bother? But they are a very powerful unit. Hopefully we'll see them in this game. But Bogus, ready to go, already has his second starport ready to go. This is going to be a very mirrored build, actually, from the 2. This is going to be interesting. Missile turret coming up for Bogus. Looks like he might have canceled a turret on another building right next to the factories, or probably another turret, trying to position it in the best possible position. Here comes Flash, trying to find those tanks. No turrets over here on the bottom side of this base, so Flash kind of cloaks here so he can take out some troops. Gonna maybe be able to put a dent in that engineering bay, but probably not take it down since the Goliaths are out. Now the scan, not even one shot landing. I think that was just kind of bad micro there from Bogus. Kind of lost sight of his micro for a second. So he scanned, got absolutely nothing done, and Flash probably going to try to take advantage of that by sticking in here with the rays. Might fall back to some more rays, and then the rest of his army going to try to take the high ground with these tanks and tackle these Goliaths once they move out in the no man's land. The Goliaths are out there, and I'm not sure if Bogus scouted these troops on the high ground. I don't believe he did. So Flash might try to lure the Goliaths over to him, but it's a little bit too late. Bogus finds the troops on the high ground, so Flash going to have to come up here and hold the high ground. At least he has one tank on the high ground. He needs some troops on the high ground because I believe that Bogus does have more tanks than him, taking out one of the wraiths. One of the wraiths goes down, and I think one Marine went down as well, just to help out, whittling down the anti-air a little bit by little bit. But Flash falling back to the high ground, putting all of his troops on the high ground. Oh, it's going to be a big attack from Bogus. He's coming in with a bunch of SCVs as well, pushing forward, attack moving up the high ground area, and this should be able to get it done as long as he can fend off the Wraiths. Only one Goliath left to fend off these Wraiths, though. That's all the anti-air that he has. No more anti-air for Bogus. Look, oh man, this is going to be bad if he loses all of these tanks. You got to fall back with these tanks to a turret or something. Oh, look at all these tanks going down. Flash evening up that fight pretty quickly. Killing the tanks. Has plenty of Wraiths in here to kill these tanks. Yikes. Not good. Flash is putting down his third base in the meantime. But I don't see any Goliaths or anything on the other side for Bogus. There's a Flash. He's pumped up quite a few more tanks as well. He's going to get them into the middle of the map soon. But taking the third base before Bogus takes his, I'm looking over at the 3 o'clock position, but I don't believe that is a base. I believe that is just Bogus kind of hanging around there with either an SCV or just floating over with a barracks or something. But yeah, he's going to play defensive now. Flash is going to push forward and be aggressive. He's transferred all of his SCVs over to the 9 o'clock position, already has that base up and running, so he probably feels a lot more comfortable being aggressive, trying to hold the middle. Both players are going to try to fight each other in the middle. There comes SCVs from Flash. Might throw those SCVs out first to take the hits, which is not what Bogus did earlier. He had his SCVs in the back, but here come the Wraiths now, sniping of the tanks, siege mode tanks. Take out the tanks on the other side, so Flash did take that engagement. Coming in, trying to kill all the anti-air. I think he's going to be able to do it yet again. Take out the anti-air, which means the Wraiths will be a huge presence at the natural expansion. Bogus was trying to do some harassment over at the 9 o'clock position, snipe some SCVs over there, and establish his own base at the 3 o'clock. But that is proving exceedingly difficult for him. The SCVs are fighting back. They're paid minimum wage, but they're going to fight back anyway. Valiant SCVs. Alright, let's take a look at the bases. Quite a few factories for Bogus out now. Here come the tanks for Flash, trying to reposition himself. And this is going to be somewhat of a contain from Flash. He's going to float over with his engineering bay to get the scout on everything. Oh, here comes the SCVs out front for Bogus. Is kind of a last-ditch effort from him. He's running out of troops since he lost some very critical engagements, but he doesn't have enough anti-air, just does not have enough anti-air to fend off the Wraiths. Finally sniping these Wraiths, but the tanks are out now to kill the Goliaths. He pretty much cleans up, almost cleans up that contain, but not quite. Plus, a bunch of the Wraiths survive. Bogus looking very exasperated after that. Look at these tanks repositioning themselves. The reinforcement tanks are coming up to resupply this contain. Flash is going to slowly tighten the noose. There's the first Valkyrie of the game. The Valkyrie going down for Bogus, though. Wasn't able to snipe all of the Wraiths. The rest of the Wraiths going down. 2 Wraiths left for Flash. He'll be able to use those to get the vision as well of the tanks and be able to outrange them with his own siege tanks and go out there for that. But now Bogus going for another SCV attack, pulling all of his SCVs, trying desperately to break this contain as Flash continues to tighten the noose. All the SCVs going down at the front. Yikes, yikes, GG from Bogus. He sacrificed so many SCVs from that second base to do that, so decided, well, my economy's gone. No way I'm going to be able to compete in this game now. So Flash takes it. The 2 favorites move out of the group. How often does that happen these days? Almost never happens. So thank your lucky stars, you fanboys, you. Both sides of the fanboy stadium, as it were, get to do the wave with each other. Okay, everyone start the wave. Let's go. All right. Oh, this has been Nuke, and this has been the OSL for now. I'm going to play it by ear and try to figure out which group I'm going to do next. Which one should I do? Might actually take requests, since they're all pretty interesting. Anyways, this has been Nuke. See you all later for more commentaries.